All right, so with that one down, next thing I wanted to get into was a movie that I got even, I mean, probably one of my most anticipated films of this year, especially after watching the trailer, the previous trailer that they released a while back. But we actually got our first reactions online following the UK premiere of the upcoming movie, The Running Man, starring Glenn Powell, directed by Edgar Wright. Anybody who's a fan of movies, I mean, come on, man, you should know who Edgar Wright is. So let's check them out, man. Ever since the trailer release, and if you haven't got a chance to see the trailer for The Running Man, or you're not familiar with The Running Man at all, this is, of course, a remake of the original Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from 1987. Today, they're going to be remaking it with Glenn Powell. And if you haven't got a chance to watch a trailer, please go ahead and watch the trailer. This movie looks absolutely nuts. It looks action-packed. It looks like it's going to be a thrill ride from start to finish. And I couldn't be more excited for it, to be honest. Well, you know, sometimes they get to release movies, you know, sooner over there in the UK and other places. Well, I'm glad they did, because we get our first reactions for what The Running Man is going to be. And this is, of course, from moviegoers and their experience for this movie. So let's go ahead and let's check some of them out. I was looking through them. I think there's probably a good 10 or so. So we got some opinions, man. So I'm pretty excited to hear about what this movie, you know, got, you know, offered to some of these folks and their experience here. So let's check it out. So with that being said, we got, all right, so all right, so first reaction is from one gooch from one gooch after another. That's pretty funny. This is happy to report that Edgar Wright's The Running Man has a heavy dose of Verhoeven flavored camp and satire. Big, loud movie led by a physical Glenn Powell performance that lets him flex his leading man charisma in new ways. Can't wait to talk about it. That's awesome. This is from Drew Taylor. It says, The Running Man rules. Edgar Wright unleashes superb set pieces, mixing Verhoeven-style satire, sly social commentary, and high-stakes thrills. Best of all, it anchors by a great emotional, resonant performance by Glenn Powell as an every man push too far, run, don't walk. This is from The Distracted Tatiana. Says, The Running Man feels all too timely, but at least it's having fun satirizing society. Glenn Powell makes for an excellent action hero, and I look forward to the discourse I am certain the final act will give birth to. One of my favorite Stephen King adaptations in recent years. It's from Adam Kahn. It says, UK premiere night here in London and a special screening in IMAX for The Running Man. I had absolute blast with The Running Man movie. It's relentless. I never really had time to breathe in a good way. It has that wonderful Wright touch to it, even if it's not his best film. Interesting. This is from Rachel Leishman. It says, The Running Man was everything I wanted it to be and so much more. Action-packed, emotional, and a star vehicle for Glenn Powell. Edgar Wright really bottled magic with Stephen King's novel, and this is going to be an instant classic. It just fucking rules, man. Love it. Love the enthusiasm. This is by JoBlo.com. You know, he's, of course, famous for, you know, movie news and trailers, stuff like that. Our man, Jimmy to the O, saw The Running Man features Glenn Powell in a performance that only continues to prove what the actor is capable of. Edgar Wright takes a slightly different approach, taking on an action film that is vastly different from Arnold's turn. This is from Filmland Empire. It says, The Running Man is glorious, a brilliantly old-school blockbuster, fast-paced, action-packed, yet character-driven with a chaotic energy reminiscent of Scott Pilgrim. I love Scott Pilgrim. Glenn Powell burns up the screen, angry, masculine, funny, and with a proper film star charisma. Loved it. And Perry Nemiroff, she wrote, "What a year for Stephen King adaptations. The Life of Chuck, The Long Walk, It, Welcome to Derry, and now The Running Man. It's also fantastic. I enjoyed the 87 film, but I was real eager to see a more faithful adaptation of the novel. Not only do Edgar Wright and company deliver big on..." See if there's more. That's going to take us to Twitter. Don't. It says, "and delivers big on that front, but he managed to do so while making it feel like an Edgar Wright movie. He's got a remarkably firm handle on the style and tone of the film, and that's what allows it to be both bombastic, high-energy fun, and also just grounded enough to ensure you care to take the story home with you after the credits roll." So, we got several more down the line here, but I mean, really, the consensus that we're getting here is that this movie fucking rules. I mean, it looks like it's not quite a faithful adaptation of the movie, but we are going to be getting a fun, entertaining, action-packed thrill ride from start to finish. And then I'm hearing a lot of stuff about Glenn Powell's performance. I mean, Glenn Powell has truly came on the scene here in the recent years, pretty much ever since Top Gun Maverick. I mean, and he is a true leading man, and he's one of our bigger actors today. So it is really cool. You know, it was interesting to see him in it, you know, over some bigger stars, especially with it being such an iconic movie from the 80s. But from what we're seeing here, Edgar Wright's style, Glenn Powell's performance, just the tone of it, the action. I mean, it just seems like this movie is going to be a fun ride at the movie theaters. And what else can we ask for? What else can we ask for as a moviegoer than to just go sit down, escape, watch a good, entertaining movie that's almost got you like, holy shit, what's going to happen next? Oh shit, what's happening? And you're just so in tune with the story going on. That's what movies are about, man. So I'm excited for this film. I can't wait for it to come out. And it's going to be hitting theaters very, very soon. So what do you guys think? What do you think of some of these opinions here? Now, of course, I know some of these people's job to kind of boast them up, but from the consensus that we're getting is that this movie looks like it's going to be fun. It looks like this is going to be very good. But are you excited for it? Let me know down below.